Welcome to this video project on self-introspection. In the hustle of daily life, we often forget to pause and reflect on who we truly are, what drives us and where we are headed. This project is a journey inward, a moment to look within, understand ourselves better and grow from that awareness. This introspection exploration has been deeply guided and inspired by Dr. Anup Tiwari sir, whose insights and mentorship have encouraged us to think beyond the surface and connect with our inner selves. Thank you. Time is like concrete, it sets fast if you don't shape it right. As a civil engineering student, I try to balance my academic and personal growth effectively. I focus on my study, make sure to grasp the concept deeply rather than just memorizing. I am also working on improving my problem solving skills and practical knowledge. At the end of the day, understanding how things work in real world matters. Beyond academics, I am making time for my self improvement, whether it's reading, staying physically active, or learning new skills that might help me in the future. I also try to stay disciplined with my schedules, ensuring that I not only work hard rather than I also work smart. The said there is always areas for improvement. I can manage my time even better by reducing procrastination and distractions. I am also try to improve my consistency in certain habits like making a steady schedule for my studies and enhancing my communication skills. In addition, I want to gain more hands-on experience in my field, whether through its internship, project work, or practical knowledge. Overall, I can say I am on the right path and making a strong foundation, just like in construction. I believe I have a fairly balanced perspective on life, but there are areas to refine. I make an effort to evaluate my mistakes and learn from them rather than just ignoring or dwelling on them unnecessarily. When setbacks happen, whether in studies, fitness, or personal growth, I try to see them as a learning experience, though I won't deny that sometimes they can feel discouraging. In relationship, I value the people around me, but I realize I need to be more intentional about nourishing. I don't think I'm intentionally taking anything for granted, but there are areas where I could be more mindful. In education, I am focused on deep learning, but I could take better advantage of the available resources and hands-on experience. In terms of health, I have started prioritizing fitness, but I might not always pay enough attention to proper nutrition, sleep, or mental health. When it comes to relationship, I try to maintain connection, but I may sometimes assume the people will be there without putting any effort to nurture those bonds. In personal growth, I am working on discipline and skill building, and I could challenge myself more by stepping outside my comfort zone. Lastly, in terms of time management, I try to be productive, but distractions and procrastination can sometimes hold me back. While I believe I am on the right track, I know there are always room to improve. Appreciate what I have more concisely, and assuming they will always be there. My self talk is generally constructive, but at times I can be hard on myself by setting high expectations. I have a long term vision focusing on education, health, and self improvement, but I also remind myself to appreciate the present moment. When it comes to control and accept, I try to focus on what I can change, like my skills and discipline, rather than just stressing over what's beyond my scope and my control. Overall, I believe I'm on the right track and I'm very happy about that. Honestly, when I think about whether I am putting enough effort in my relationship, I feel a bit mixed. I try to be present and give people my time when I can, but there are definitely moments where I know I could do more. Sometimes I get caught up in my own world, studies, personal stuff, overthinking, and I unintentionally pull back or go quiet even with people who matters to me. When it comes to communication, I think I do check in and talk to the people I care about, but maybe not as consistently as I should. There are times when I reply late or doesn't follow up on how someone's doing. Not because I don't care, but more because I assume things are fine unless they say otherwise, which I realize isn't always fair. Emotionally, I try to be supportive, especially if someone come to me with a problem. I listen, give advice if they ask, and try to be the steady person. But at the same time, I wonder if I show that side often enough without them having to reach out first. I don't always express what I feel, and maybe that's hold me back from connecting deeper. In terms of give and take, I think I do my part, but I have noticed I tend to give more in some relationships and hold back in others, especially if I feel like the energy isn't being matched. I'm not someone who likes to chase or beg for attention, so if someone seems decent, I sort of mirror that instead of trying to fix it. When there's a conflict, I usually avoid it and try to stay calm and things pass instead of arguing or making a big deal. Maybe that's also mean I avoid necessary conversation that could clear the air. I don't like drama, but I also know silence doesn't always help either. I do try to be thoughtful, remembering little things, showing support in small way, but I could probably be more intentional about it. Sometimes I assume people know I care without always showing it clearly. So I am being honest, I am making an effort, but there's definitely room for improvement. I think I could be more consistent, more expressive, and little more proactive in showing up for help people I care about. I would say wake up most morning ready to take on the day, but there are definitely areas where I could improve. My energy level depends a lot on my sleep quality. On day when I sleep well, I feel more refreshed and productive. But if my sleep schedule is off, it affect my focus and motivation. My morning routine and mindset is generally positive, but sometimes I start the day feeling struggling and distracted, which makes me less effective. My morning routine is decent, but I could make it more structured to maximize productivity. Maybe by incorporating better planning or a quick workout. Emotionally, I usually feel ready to handle the day, but occasional stress or overthinking can slow me down. When it comes to my goals and mindset, I have a long term vision and try to stay disciplined, but there are times I find myself daily step toward those goals instead of just thinking about them. External factors like distraction or an unorganized schedule sometimes throw me off, so I need to work on it and making them better. My mental health is mostly in a good place, but I should be mindful of burnout and give myself a break when needed. Consistency is another factor. I have good days when I follow though on and other when where I struggled to my plans. Ultimately, I do wake up with a sense of purpose, but by improving my sleep, refining my morning routine, staying mentally strong, and being more intentional with my time, I can start every day feeling even more ready to take on whatever comes in my way. I believe I am striving to live true to myself, but there are always room for deeper reflecting on growth. My core value revolve around education, self-improvement, discipline, and personal growth, and I try to align my actions with them. However, I sometimes question whether I am fully utilizing my potential or if there are moments when I settle for less than I am capable of. When I evaluate my action, I see that I am making efforts in my studies, fitness, and discipline, but there are still areas where I could be more consistent and focused. In relationship, I value the people around me, but I recognize that I could be more intentional in strengthening those connections rather than taking them for granted. My inner dialogue is mostly constructive, pushing me to improve a lot, but I can be too critical of myself, setting high expectation and feeling frustrated when I fall short. Reflecting on my daily life, I see a mix of productivity and moment where distractions creep in, making me wonder if I could manage my time more effectively. In terms of growth, I am definitely improving, whether in my studies or mindset, but I know I can push myself further to explore new challenges, step out of my comfort zone and routine to take a good approach in my life. Yes, I think I do tend to have negative thoughts before I fall asleep. When I lie down at night, my mind doesn't really slow down. It actually feels like that's when everything starts hitting me. I often find myself overthinking things that happened during the day, especially stuff I wish I have done differently or things I said. Sometimes I start worrying about what's coming next, whether I am doing enough or I am falling behind in something. It's like this loop that keep playing in my head. Physically, I notice that I feel a bit restless. My body isn't fully relaxed. I might be tossing a little, or my chest feel a bit tight. Emotionally, there's this low key anxiety or heaviness, even if I have had a decent day. It's not always intense, but it's there. My sleep also shows it. I don't always fall asleep quickly, and even when I do, I might wake up in the middle of the night with my mind already running again. There is definitely some pattern to a lot of the same thoughts come up. Things like doubting myself, feeling like I am not doing enough, or thinking about stuff I can't really control. I don't always I don't always catch myself in the moment, but when I do, I usually just try to distract myself or hope I will eventually pass out from being tired. I rarely do anything intentional to shift those thoughts in a better direction. So, yes, I think about it all like this. I had said I have to deal with negative thoughts before sleep more often than I probably realize.